Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there to meet him. So Mahaprabhu would come to meet, every day he would come to meet Haridas Thakur. So now Rupa Goswami also was there. So he came to meet him. Haridas Thakurar Rupa Sanatana Jagannatha Mandirena Yanathina Jana. To avoid turmoil, three great personalities, Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatan Goswami, did not enter the temple of Jagannath. It is still the practice, Prabhupada purport on this. It is still practice at Jagannath temple not to allow those to enter who do not strictly follow Vedic culture, known as Hinduism. Srila Haridas Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami had previous intimate connections with Muslims. Haridas Thakur had been born in Muslim family, and Rupa Sanatan Goswami, having given up their social status in Hindu society, had been appointed ministers in Muslim government. They had even changed their names to Dabir Kas and Sakar Malik. Thus they had supposedly been expelled from Brahman society. Consequently, out of humility, they did not enter temple of Jagannath, although personality of God at Jagannath in his form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came to see them every day. Similarly, the members of this Krishna conscious society are sometimes refused entrance into some of the temples in India. We should not feel sorry about this as long as we engage in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Krishna himself associates with devotees who are chanting his holy name. And there is no need to be unhappy over not being able to enter a certain temple. Such dogmatic prohibitions were not approved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who were thought unfit to enter Jagannath temple were daily visited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this indicates that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not approve the prohibitions. To avoid unnecessary turmoil, however, these great personalities would not enter the Jagannath temple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, let it be, why to bother? But Prabhupada did not let it go. You can see the difference in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood and mission and Chaitanya Prabhupada's mood and mission. Actually, Prabhupada should not differ from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Because he is a representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He comes in the sampradaya of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But there can be, according to time, place, circumstances, there can be difference in mood and mission of different acharyas and the Lord. Now this time, place, circumstances should not be stressed as thinking that that is the main philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Main philosophy of Krishna consciousness is what? Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma, right? So, our Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. But applying that is, you may adopt time, place, circumstances, you may have to adopt. It's an eternal philosophy that cannot be changed, but you may adopt. And that is also not that everyone will make time, place, circumstances. It's only prerogative of special acharyas, not that everyone will tell time, place, circumstances and keep doing all nonsense actually. So some of our great preachers, their main philosophy is time, place, circumstances in their preaching. It's not main philosophy, it's adoption of philosophy. So anyway, Prabhupada appeared to differ from when he went to Jagannath Puri. This is in 1976, I think. He had already thousands of Western disciples. When he went to Jagannath Puri with his Western disciples, so generally these fundas, because of Prabhupada's success, they want to identify with Prabhupada, hey, such great personality came to our temple, or they want to show up with people like to have a picture with some great personality to show off. So these pandas were expecting that lots of donation will come. So they went to invite Srila Prabhupada to come to the temple, but Prabhupada said, I will not come because you don't allow my disciples. So Prabhupada did not go. He wanted that his Western disciples be allowed in the temple entrance. So like that we have to, if we are followers of Srila Prabhupada, we should revolt like that. We should not go enter into. Of course, our going may not make much difference, like Prabhupada, but at least we should follow Srila Prabhupada. This should be. We should, in ISKCON, we should discuss all these things actually, how to follow Srila Prabhupada actually. We should try to understand mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, what's the meaning of being members of ISKCON actually? And we generally, we are very, every day we say, oh, Jai Prabhupada. It will become a lip service actually. If we really don't understand what is his mission, and we may say, oh, he is a founder Acharya. There was a whole book written GBC declared, we have established that he is a founder. We all accept that he is a founder Acharya. But what is the meaning of accepting him as founder? We should discuss and follow his mood, mood and mission. Sometimes different individuals' mood and mission becomes prominent. Sometimes you see it happens that we discuss about Varnashrama, and the city devotees, they don't want to follow Varnashrama. They don't want to join farms. They will say, my guru service to Prabhupada is different and their guru's service. Prabhupada has told their guru to do Varnashrama. So my guru has told, my guru's service is different. My guru's service is congregational development. As though they are not going to have sex, they are not going to produce children. They will only do congregational development. Varnashrama is meant because if you have desire to eat, you have desire to have sex, therefore Varnashrama is required, right? So they will do only congregational development. They are not going to have sex, they are not going to produce children, they are not going to eat food because they are Paramahamsas. Only preaching they will do. Anyway, and that also brings to the point that different individuals' mood and mission will become more prominent than Prabhupada's mood and mission. Different gurus, whatever they were doing is the ultimate thing actually. No, it's not like that. We should accept complete teachings of Srila Prabhupada, not selective what we like actually. What they like. So anyway, this is some point which came here. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't want to create. Actually, it is not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not confrontational. Even before he went to Jagannath Puri, even Navadvip only he has done non-cooperation against Chandkaji. So it's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to do peaceful movement or adjust with a broader society, compromise with a broader society. No. He respected this because those days Hindu society was pure, and it's every temple. Why untouchable should be this that untouchability point comes here actually. Why untouchability in the Bhagavaman society? Because you see someone who doesn't take bath, he is daily dealing with dead bodies. How can he come inside the temple actually? So it is valid. Untouchability is valid. It should not be by birth. The whole issue is whenever we try to implement all these things based on the principle of birth, someone is born in Shudra family, but he is not dealing with such, he is not engaged in such occupation, then he should be allowed in the temple. So it's a big issue, untouchability, especially Gandhi. He started his Harijan movement. So temple entry movement, that everyone should be allowed to enter into temple. So artificially he wanted to make everyone Harijan, artificially. There is a procedure to make everyone Harijan. Everyone is a Harijan. Everyone is ultimately devotee of Krishna. but not by just rubber stamping them, that you are Harijan, you also should be allowed. So there is in 1936 somewhere, I think in Pune or something, he organized a conference of many Hindu religious leaders, and he gave 10 questions on untouchability to be discussed. Of course, they all said untouchability should be there. So he got upset with that, Gandhi. So Gaudiya Math devotees, they wrote an article in Gaudiya magazine or Harmonist answering those questions of Gandhi actually on untouchability. Anyway, our point is that everyone can be Harijana, not by and they can be allowed in the temple not by rubber stamping, but by proper procedure of purification, by chanting the holy names and following 4 regulative principles. So we even allow even beginning, but there is some restrictions and regulations should be there. And of course, in India, everyone accepts that actually. All these people, like here, front fellow, he says, whenever I call him to come for Sunday program, he says, oh, we eat meat. Sometimes we keep and eat that next day also. So therefore, I don't want to come. We are taking prasadam here only, everyone. We get prasadam from devotees, he says. It's not that they themselves, they have accepted it. They don't have problem with that. They don't have problem with that. They are happy following that rule actually. But by Harinam Sankirtan, they can also be, we will discuss that point later a little. They can also be so elevated, they can be encouraged. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was confrontational, but because Hindu society was pure in those days, no one would eat meat except this some chandalas and all these outcasts. And they were also regulated in everything. So he respected that. It's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was non-confrontational or unconfront, what you say in English. So he was confrontational. It's not that he was compromising with the broader society. No, we have to understand that this is because Hindu society was pure and others were impure, that is acceptable. Then why Prabhupada, he did not follow this? When Prabhupada was preaching, that time Hindu society was not pure actually. All these Hindus, like Prabhupada tells his childhood or youthhood memories of Calcutta, all these babus, in Calcutta, they would keep Muslim servants because in the home cooking meat was not acceptable. So these Muslim servants will cook meat and bring, and these babus would eat that. So this is how Hindu society had become polluted. It was degraded by the time Prabhupada was preaching. So in 70s, definitely. Still, to large extent, it was pure, but the trend was there. So now even degraded Hindus are allowed. This is again this rubber stamping process actually. So just because you are Hindu, you can be a nonsense, but you are still allowed in the temple. So Prabhupada, he said, this is philosophically not acceptable. So that's how we have to understand. It is not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he compromised with broader society. No, he didn't compromise. But because Hindu society was pure. But when Prabhupada was there, that time Hindu society was not pure. So therefore Prabhupada, he revolted against this. He confronted that. No, you have to allow my disciples to come inside. Anyway, our topic is not temple entry moment. Our topic is Rupananda Vardhana. So they would not go. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself would come to meet them. Mahaprabhu Jagannatera upala bhoga dekiya nija grahe yana ye thinera miliya. Because it was